Hey, future and fellow mobile baristas. My name is Vincent. This is Green Joe Coffee School, and today I'm doing a video on some cost of goods work. Really just comes down to pricing your menu or pricing catering. So I was working on this calculator for one of our classes, our mobile coffee accelerator. And the calculator, basically what it does is it helps take like the ingredients, breaks them down into drinks, calculates the cost of goods, so the profit percentages, and then adds that to a spreadsheet where I can look at monthly profit, deduct my expenses, and know how much I made, right? So it's this huge spreadsheet, and it's basically so that people can run the numbers on their business. And so I'm finishing up with this calculator and attacking this in a couple different ways. I'm like, should we do catering by the hour? Should we do it by the cup? So we tried to do it by the hour. And we said, okay, well, what's the maximum amount of drinks we can make per hour, and let's charge based on that. And so we did that, and then we played around with this concept of limited menu, because I've done that before where I'm like, well, let's just do like one or two drinks, and that way we don't have to sell a huge package to everyone. But man, it became such a nightmare when it came time to tracking like your cost of goods. When it came time to actually, putting this stuff in and knowing what the real revenue was. And at the end of the day, when it was fine, okay, so here's the issue. It was fine for just me as a mobile barista business owner, no problem, because any extra profit I just put in my pocket and go out about my day. But the issue was, as soon as I went to delegate the work, then it was like, how much of this is my cost of labor? How much of this is my cost of goods? And what's my profit going to be? So when it came time to actually scaling the business, that formula just went out the door. And so we got back to it, and we sat down, and we went back over this, like what can we do to make this a simple pricing so that we can scale the business. And this is what we found, was that if we were to take the labor charge of whatever the catering gig's going to be, let's say you do a 4-hour gig and you're paying your barista $25 an hour plus tips, that's going to be $100 for the gig, and then $100 for the gig, and then they get to keep the tips. If you were to take the labor charge and make that as your setup fee that you charge to your client, then any cups that are sold at the event during the gig, you get to purely calculate those cost of goods. So if the, let me look at an example here. So here, pull up my drink. All right, so we'll say hot latte with syrup. So a hot latte with syrup costs me 95 cents. I sell it at $5.50 for an 82% profit margin. Yay. So if I were to take the setup fee that I'm charging my customer, someone calls me up and they're like, hey, Green Joe Coffee, can you come out to our event? And I'm like, yeah, I totally can. Tell me about it. And they're like, yeah, we got like, 25 teachers at our PTA. Then I would do something along the lines of, well, our minimum amount is 40. You guys are about 15 off. So what we could do is just give you gift cards for the other 15. That's just my little sales approach. So I'll throw that in there since you're watching the video. But anyways, so we say, okay, minimum drink amount is 40, but there's a $100 setup fee. And so they go, okay, and I say, okay, well, it's $5.50 at $40. That's $200+ for the drinks, and then the $100 setup fee. So $300 to get someone out there. So I get to keep the the profits from the drinks, and then the setup fee takes care of the employee, my labor. Now, if it's just you, that's fine, then you get to keep the setup fee, yay. But that was the pricing model that basically we were looking at, and we're like, this is the way it's got to be. Now, there are different setup fees for different type of events. So like if you want me out there, I live in Albuquerque, there's Netflix is here, like Stranger Things and Breaking Bad and all that has been filmed here. So sometimes they have these really weird sets where they're like, we're going to be out of town at 3 a.m. in the morning and we want you to sell coffee. Those are the type of things where I'm gonna be like, yeah, that setup fee is going to be a lot more, because to either get me out there or an employee out there, I have to pay them top dollar. So the setup fee gets kind of altered, based upon the headache of the event. And that can be distance, it can be time, it can be, maybe it's during an event where you have something really big going on, and in order to pull that off, it's going to be more of a headache. So that setup fee can kind of change. And, usually I won't quote, personally, I won't quote a setup fee until I hear a little bit more about the event. So on the sales call, you want to kind of dive into that. And we'll do more videos on sales call later. But really for this one, I wanted to talk about pricing catering for your menu and how to do that, and so essentially what we found was setup fee equals labor, and then you keep all the money that you make off of your net, basically off of, once you deduct your cost of goods. So anyways, long video to tell you that, but if you're interested in this, so this calculator that we built, it's for our mobile coffee accelerator. It's our new class where we put carts and trucks together in one class, and we just said, here's all the information that we have, right? Years of homework and research just put into this course. If you're interested in that class, then that is on our website. It's under, you can click under either the coffee cart or the coffee truck, and it'll take you to the mobile coffee accelerator. My name is Vincent. This is Green Joe Coffee. Thanks for tuning in.